Hello and welcome to the first official episode of the Razor Wire podcast. This is my best friend, Scott, and myself, your host, Razor, or Preston. Scott said, "Yer." Yep. All right, so, Scott, how long have we known each other?
Oh my gosh, bro. So me and Preston actually went to the same high school. It's pretty crazy because we didn't really know each other that well. Because I'm almost 22. I'm 21 years old right now, so I'm about like 2-3 years older than him, 4 years older grade wise. And so we didn't really know each other actually in high school. We just because of that age gap. Because I mean, being a senior in high school and him being a freshman, I didn't really spend a lot of time with them. But apparently there was some interaction. I don't even remember how crazy it is, but there was some interaction where it literally was like a few, maybe not even a minute, but Preston remembers it.
I remember it. I'll tell the story, yeah. So Scott and I had a mutual friend, Drew. Well, I guess Seth, really, which is Drew's older brother, who's a grade under Scott, and they played baseball together. And Drew and I were friends, so it goes like Scott up here, and then there's Seth and my brother, and then there's Drew and myself, who are at the bottom as freshmen, while they are, I believe, juniors? And while you're a senior, yeah. And so Scott knew me kind of through Drew. And so I was walking in school on one of the couple first days, and I, obviously only knew Drew at this time. It was the first day at a new high school I'd never been to. I knew like 3 people total, probably. And so I was walking in, and Scott saw me or something, or we were walking next to each other, or coincidentally we're near each other, I don't know. But we were walking in from the parking lot thing after I got dropped off, and Scott was like, "Hey, Preston," and I was like, "Hi." This little stupid kid. And I was like, "Hi," and and then Scott's like, "Are you enjoying school so far?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's all right. I don't know anybody." And he's like, "Oh, you'll be fine. Don't worry." And then that was the extent of the conversation. But ever since then,
though, sorry about him, but it's crazy though to like that you remember it that well. Like for me, I don't even remember that altercation. That's actually insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember conversations well, I think, and Sydney can probably tell you. I remember my first couple conversations with most of the people I meet when it's the first face-to-face interaction, because it's first impressions, they're important, and so I dedicate those to heart.
That's kind of how we met through Drew.
Yeah.
Right? It was Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I don't know, I played on PS3 for the first time or something.
So I vividly remember meeting you that, because we were playing Black Ops 2, and that was at the time I was just playing COD for fun. I didn't really know what to do with that, and so we were kind of chilling. I played with Seth, which is Drew's older brother, a lot. And I would play with Drew as well, and then that's how I met Preston, because he played with them as well. And so I remember just having a big S&D party with them, and we just played S&D for fun. We would go play 6-man on remember the map, but I just remember chilling with you that time.
Yeah, the only memory I have of that is us doing the riot shield thing where you block the doors.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember is that's all Seth and Drew wanted to do, and I thought it was the funniest thing on the planet.
Oh yeah, we literally camped in a corner just waiting for people to walk by.
You'd be right here, and then someone would be right there, and there were 2 doorways, and you'd riot shield crouch in both of the doorways, and it was the funniest thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I wonder if Ryan was there for that. Dang, I don't know. But I remember it was me.
I think I met Ryan later.
Seth, Drew. I don't know if Foster was playing.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan was there. I think I met Ryan. I didn't meet Ryan until Black Ops 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Heck yeah.
Crazy how long ago that was.
Yeah. It's been a minute, man. All right, so my next question is how we got into gaming together more. So not the Black Ops 2 thing, but okay. What made us actually get into gaming together?
Yeah. Okay. So for me, like I said, so for most of my life, I've played sports and stuff, so I didn't really know what COD was. I never took it seriously. Like I said, I just kind of played it for fun whenever I had time. So I was so caught up in school, and then I played sports, so I was busy. But I ended up kind of getting into competitive a little bit around AW, because I heard about Nadeshot and him, and just Optic, and I started watching YouTube, getting kind of familiar with that stuff. And so I got into competitive COD, and then I was super passionate about it, and then Preston came back, I think, in Black Ops 3 at the very beginning. Or no, he got it for Christmas, actually.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I remember, because then we played a little bit, because I think you hit me up or something like that.
Yeah, because you were on my friends list or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is Scott. I know him.
Yeah. So we played, and like I started like talking to you. You're like, wait, what the heck is that? Because like you at the
Wait, hon,
time
you cut
didn't
out
know
just a
about
little
any.
bit. You
Okay,
said I started
so
talking to you about.
yeah, I started talking to you about like competitive because like I didn't really have anybody to play with at the time competitively because a lot of people I knew didn't know what COD was on a competitive level or they just didn't really care. Um, and so I started talking to you about that, and then you got into it, which like you were the only one that I knew at the time who like started getting into it actually. 'Cause, like Seth and Drew, like they never really kind of pursued it ever, but you actually kind of like pushed it. Like you wanted to follow it and see what it was about, and so like we
Right.
started playing more through that. That we kind of shared that commonality, and so we just kept like playing and talking about it, and that kind of ended up just like started grinding. We started really following it together and developing our friendship through that. So that was pretty cool. I remember
Right.
that. But that's kind of how it all got started, pretty much. So
Yeah, and I'll give a little bit of reference. I'm pretty sure I got the PS4. When did I get that? Because I don't think I got it with my Black Ops 3. Because I don't think I remember I got Black Ops 3 for Christmas. But what I just
yeah,
looked up is when Destiny came out and when Black Ops 3 came out. So like Destiny came out on September 9th of 2014, and I remember when Destiny is like what got me into like gaming, like for real. It's what really made me actually play games. I don't know why, but I was addicted to Destiny, dog. Like I would, oh
gotcha.
man,
That's funny.
I would try way too hard to play Destiny. And then Black Ops 3 came out for Christmas, and that's what we played for a while. And that's what we played like every day. Like we literally played as much as we could
Yeah.
on Black Ops 3. But
Yeah, dude, that was a grind.
yeah,
Those were the days, man. Those were
you
like a
cut out
lot
right
like
there.
that was like the peak. Like a lot of these guys talk about like COD 4 and the old like really
The
old
old
school COD
Yeehaw
being
CODs.
like their peak. Like Black Ops 3 was our peak just because like that was
It
how
was.
everything really got going and we started really pursuing it for real. So that was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Because what happened is like what Destiny. What was it? Destiny. Yeah, 1 was like the first game I'd like actually played, and so like before that I'd played like Skyrim on the PS3 and like maybe just other crap like that. Like play PS2 games like as a kid, stuff like that. Nothing too like wild. Not really like any shooters. Like I can't even
Yeah.
remember like what I used to play before like Skyrim because I grinded Skyrim forever with my brother, and
Yeah.
then Destiny came out, and then I played Destiny for way too long, way too much. It was the move. I loved Destiny, and that was the first time I got like kind of serious about like playing it because there was Crucible, which is the PvP section to Destiny, and that's
Right.
like all I wanted to do. And
Yeah.
this was like before I was even really good at it. But I like thought I was good and I had fun like playing other people and like beating other people. And like in Destiny like I wasn't that good at it, but it was so much fun to just play other people. It was just better than playing the little copy pasted mobs that spawn in and it's like, "Oh, look, it's going to do the same thing and then I'm going to shoot it in the head and it's going to die." It was so
Yeah.
much better to like jump up mid and then get headshot with a sniper and be like, "Oh crap." Dude.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
for
it
me,
was
it was
wild.
different. Like, this is kind of backtracking. Like, the way I got into it is like like growing up, I only really play like sports games. So like your Maddens, your NBA 2Ks, your college football games, stuff like that. I didn't until I want to say like maybe 12, 13. Which like I say that, but because I didn't really know what it was about until so I played travel baseball at the time, and one of my friends won tournaments, so we traveled a lot. And we traveled one weekend, we had to stay in a hotel. One of my friends brought his Xbox, and he brought Modern Warfare 2. And like one day we all went into his room. They were playing. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, I've never seen this before. And I tried it out, and then I ended up getting my own game, and I started pursuing that. And then I like I said before, I just kind of played casually for a few years, and then got serious around AW. So yeah, man,
Yeah,
crazy,
and you played AW by yourself basically for all year.
bro. I literally It was the
Said
crazy. Like
bro.
still thinking back, like I literally was just passion, like literally just because I had just figured out what competitive COD was. So I literally watched every single tournament, like every single AW tournament I could. I did every chance I get. That was the year I bought a monitor, a Scuff, Astros for the first time.
Dang, so
Like I literally,
that's like a couple $100 right there. Like that's like
yeah,
$600.
yeah, like I literally like started pursuing it. Like, and it was by myself. Like all I would do every day was just like play hardpoint pubs nonstop
Is
and
this
just try to get
Xbox
better
or
at that.
PlayStation?
It was PlayStation, because yeah, because I had a PS4 at the time. Because Yeah, I literally just grinded hardpoint pubs nonstop by myself. I still looking back can't believe I did that, but I ended up getting like Grandmaster Prestige. It was like 30 prestiges. Like nobody gets that. Like that was
That
insane.
you don't want that. That's a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's like embarrassing to have.
That's like what we did on Black Ops 3, probably the same amount, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe even more. Oh,
Dang.
yeah.
I hope not. No, we totally got more, right?
Yeah, for sure. We grinded that game. Like we played
Yeah.
that so much.
I like for reference, I think I ended Black Ops 3 at like level 500 something, and Scott ended at like 700 something.
Bro, it was literally insane.
And for people who are like full-time students, and then like Scott had a job
Yeah.
too, like that's like not real. We
Bro,
played.
I was in school most of the time,
We
and
really
like so
did.
I literally would come back on the weekends and literally just grind every single weekend. Like it was like I put in so much time, but like
Yeah.
and then obviously over the summer we grinded a lot more. But
Yeah. Like, dude, I
it was
remember there was a double XP weekend, and I went from Prestige 4 to Prestige, like, 6, or, like, 7 or something. Like, I played for, like, 15 hours, like, 3 days straight. Just, like, probably more than that.
dude, it
But,
was
like,
insane.
I played for so long. One of those weekends, I went up, like, 3 Prestiges, and I was like, yup. Like, dog, we were addicted to that game.
Yeah, we were. But it was so much fun. I think the reason why we were so addicted is like obviously we'll get into this, but like that's when we met everybody and that's kind of
Yeah.
what got everything going for real and we kind of like dipped our toes in competitive so to speak and I think that kind of lit a fire and obviously it's like it's easier to play when you have a bunch of friends on and that's kind of
Oh,
our
yeah.
situation with Black Ops 3.
That's what it
Like
was.
just
It was
always being able to get on and having a bunch of people playing.
exactly what I was gonna say. There was always someone to play with, whether it be some of my like old Destiny friends or like you, and then we'd have like, God, who was the like squad? We had me, you, Nye, Vertical, Sure Shot. We had Dom. We had Evan. We had Jesse. We had Ryan. Like there were like 12 of us. There was that girl. What was her name? Soul Grabber or something.
Yeah.
She made my emblem. She made that like Pokeball emblem. Dog, she was lit. Like she was so
I remember
cool.
like we literally had like a daytime squad and then
And
we
then
would have like
nighttime
a night
squad.
Yeah, where we'd
Yup.
actually like grind competitive stuff. It was fun.
That was awesome. And there was Iman too.
Oh,
But
God.
all right, where are we in the timeline right now? All right, so
We
we're
kinda,
pulled
like-
up to, we jumped around a little bit. I guess we'll talk about meeting everyone else and then actually getting into competitive, because all the moving into competitive is all you. So that's something you're gonna have to talk about.
Okay.
Take it away, Scotty.
They just start off from like
Where
how we
like,
got in or how we met people.
I guess how you pulled me into it, because I didn't know anything about anything.
So like I said before, like I found out about competitive pretty much at the beginning of AW. Like really pursued it. Then Preston ended up coming or started playing COD in Black Ops 3, so I kind of got him into that. So we just started playing. I remember I think we just started playing Arena together, and we tried
Yeah.
to get people to play. We tried to get I think Ian or Nye to play, which he's a guy that we met. Or
Ian and
I
I are
met,
the same person.
yeah, and
for
I think
reference.
Preston met
No, he was a friend of mine
him
from
through
Destiny. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I knew him
And
through
so-
Peanut, if you remember Peanut.
Yeah. And so we played with him, and then I think we played with Vertical, who's another person that we met, or Preston met through Destiny, right? Or was he Ian's friend at the time? You
Excuse
remember?
me? Who, Vertical?
Yeah, was
He
he,
was
Nye's
Ian's
friend
friend.
before you?
He was
Yeah,
Ian's
yeah,
friend,
okay.
yeah.
And so that was kind of like the original squad, and we kind of just started playing Arena. That was like the only competitive thing we really knew how to do, because like the thing was like I had known about competitive, but I didn't really like know about like how to play like GBs and stuff like that. So
Right.
we just kind of played Arena as our competitive, and like they hated it. I remember like they just were
They
not having
hated-
fun.
Yep.
And like it was just, I felt really bad 'cause, like we kind of forced them to play just because we needed
low-key
people
did.
to play.
'Cause it wasn't
I
fun
think-
by
I mean,
yourselves.
I think they enjoyed it. They just like, they weren't they didn't really know what was going on. They weren't super
They
competitive
weren't.
about it.
Yeah, they were like, it's fun to play Black Ops. It's not fun to play
Yeah.
the sweaty kids every single time.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Ian like hated playing Arena.
It would rage
Like,
so hard.
like- but
There was that like
Yeah.
stretch there where we always just played hardcore.
yeah. And so we played that, and then I think at some point me and Preston kind of decided like, hey, like we need to find some people who are like actually kind of taking this seriously and kind of know what competitive is, because like we're not getting anywhere. Like I mean, I don't want to be like we're better than Vertical and Ian, but like
No.
we took it like we knew what competitive was,
Yeah.
and they didn't. So we kind of had like a more overall like understanding of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like
getting
said
there.
bluntly, we were better. Like not in like an egotistical way though, and we were also
Right.
playing for something else. We were playing
Yeah.
to like win. Like it was less about having fun and more about winning.
Yeah. And so I think this is when you you just kind of like reached out on Twitter to people and asked if anybody wanted to play or if like somebody needed 2 people, and I think that's when Deister responded to you, right? Like that's
Dang, that's
we
right. Because
started
I found
playing him.
Deister on Twitter, Matt.
Yeah, and so we started playing with him, and that was kind of like our first like experience playing with somebody like we didn't know from like real life, basically.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So like we met somebody through the game and through competitive, and so we played with him a little bit. We still just played arena. Like he wanted to play GBs, I remember,
Yeah, he
but I
did.
think
And we were like, oh, we don't know,
yeah,
but
we were kind of nervous about it. Like we had never done
we'd
it. We
never
didn't
done
really know what it
GBs yet.
was, and like so we were really nervous and hesitant. And I honestly think we just didn't think we were gonna be able to win. And so
No, we didn't know what the competition looked like at all.
yeah, and so we just kind of shrugged it off. So we played with him. We played. It was kind of the same deal. A lot of arena, a lot of stuff. I don't want to ramble on too much.
You're good.
And then we ended up actually. That's when you reached out again and you met Swagler,
No,
right?
Swagler found us in a pub.
Oh no, he didn't find me. He found you, I think. If you want to go into that.
Yeah, I'll go into it. I remember it. So, like, Chris was playing, like, pubs or something, and his emblem was like, hey, I'm looking for people to make a competitive roster or something. And
Yeah.
I think it was me and you. We, like, cooked him in a pub. Like, it was like a hardpoint pub. Like, he went off, obviously, because he's good. And then, but, like, us, we probably dropped, like, 50 bombs or something in a hardpoint, or, like, 60 or something. I don't know. We cooked him. We probably streaked. And he messaged us, and he was like, hey, guys, I'm looking for, and there was this big old paragraph. And, I'm looking for these people, blah, blah, blah. Would you guys be interested? And I, like, asked Scott, and we went back and forth for a little while, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, it's worth a shot. And so
Wasn't
then,
he like? He was pushing like. Well, never mind. Go for it. Go for it.
no, if you're gonna say something, yeah, let me hear it.
No, no. I thought it was something, but no.
Okay. Yeah, but, he was looking for people to play with, and we were like, yeah, sure. And so Swagler had found Dominic, or Sure Shot. He'll be on the podcast later. But, he found Dom, and he found Dom, Jesse, and Evan, who were Dominic's friends, because they all live in, like, Chicago or whatever together.
Yeah.
And, so we
No,
met.
I think actually, no. I think it was like he just found Dominic, but I think Dominic ended up introducing Jesse and Evan
Yeah.
into.
Yeah,
it
that's what
after.
happened.
I don't
Yeah.
think Swagler knew about them at the time.
You're right, because.
But I think he ended up bringing them in later on.
Yeah, because he's
I
like,
think
hey,
at the
these are my
beginning-
friends. And they were all good, too.
Yeah. I remember at the beginning, like I remember playing. It was you, me, Swagler, and Sure Shot or Dominic. And I just remember playing like that frequency. Like I don't know if it's uplink or something, but that was like the
Yeah,
first time we
Sydney.
played as a group before. And,
Yeah, that
like,
was our first time as a group before, and we probably, like, fried people, because it was 4 people who, like, knew what they were doing, and we're
yeah, like
all.
Dominic was good.
Dominic's always been good. Dominic has
Yeah,
never
Dominic-
been bad.
He's insane. But
nasty.
like we started like we were definitely really good at the time. It was
Yeah.
like it was really cool for me just because like we like knowing like you had 3 guys who were like super good at the game and
Yeah, being
like, our
confident
first,
in your
like-
teammates.
yeah, it was like the first real competitive experience and like it was just so much fun and like we just wanted more of that and so we just kind of pursued it and
Yeah, and as a disclaimer, being confident in my teammates, saying stuff like that doesn't mean any shade towards, any of the guys. It's all just, like, people who are, like, pushing and striving for the same thing.
yeah.
And, like, at this time,
Like,
I'm
we
still,
never
like,
had-
15 years old. Like, I'm still a kid. Like, I'm a child.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I'm just a freshman in college, which means like
Yeah.
so I was a little older, but I was still like fairly young.
Yeah, you were,
So,
like, 18, 19.
yeah.
You were 18.
So-
You're
Well,
probably
actually, I
19
would've been,
right
like,
then.
17. 17,
You think
18.
so?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Yeah, Swagler is
Uh,
Chris, by the way, for the chat, if no one, is aware.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but I think a lot of the people who are gonna watch it probably know who he. Or,
Probably, and if not, it's nice to say Swagler is Chris. Dominic is Short Shot. We call him Dom, D-O-M.
Yeah.
Evan is Greek Montana, but we just call him Evan. We've always just called him Evan.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
Jesse's Jesse. That's basically what his gamer tag was.
And so I guess fast forward a little bit, we start playing with them. We get pretty consistent with them, and Swaggle like is like the first person we've ever met who he actually started initiating things competitively. Like I remember
Yeah.
he actually got like he wanted us to get so like, we became like an org or whatever.
Yeah.
It was called like what Ace Realm or something like that. I
Yeah.
think it was called Ace Realm.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is that? But
I'll type it in
I
chat.
mean, it's not bad, but we ended up starting that, and then he like started pushing like sponsorships. Like I know we got some kind of gum.
Yeah, there was some
thing.
like I think it was like Energized Gum or something, and it was
Yeah.
like a affiliation more than sponsorship. Sponsorship
Yeah,
is where they
yeah,
would have given us something, I think. So we had like a discount code for like 5% off or something. I actually bought some of the
Yeah.
gum. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, but we actually started like taking it kind of serious, and like he got us into our first GB.
Yeah.
And so like we started playing scrims. We started actually
Yeah, we
doing
played-
like
like 2 scrims probably ever, and we got cooked in one of them, and that's basically where it all went downhill.
Yeah, but so we started doing that stuff, and I think ultimately, like I think there were two big issues with everything. I think obviously, so Chris or Swogler, like so our squad at the time, so he kind of like gained this at this point we're like a huge squad, so it's like everybody. So it's me, Preston, Dominic, Jesse, Evan, and some other kids Swogler found as well. Um, and like we were like a big group. And at the time, a lot of us didn't like the way Swogler was kind of handling things. Since he was like number one, the youngest out of anybody.
Yeah, he was
in
younger
our
than I
group.
was, so he was like 14
Yeah,
or
and he
15
was
or
like
something. I don't know, he was
he
younger.
was really like he was trying to take initiatives, but it was to the point where he was kind of almost seeming like he was controlling things a
Yeah.
little too much.
Well, I think I have a better way of saying it. He was like taking initiative, and he was like in charge, right? So he was like in charge, and then I was for some reason the next most in charge because I think I was his favorite.
Yeah,
Like I had access to the Twitter account and everything. I don't know if you had that, Scott.
I don't think so.
Okay, well I had access to our like aced Twitter account and stuff like that, and so. Like saying I'm the favorite, I don't care. But I was like second in command. It was like him and then me. And then I think that's because I told him like when we started getting into this thing, he was like, all right guys, like, if something's an issue, tell me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dog, like, I don't know if you know this, but like, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Like, I'm not the type of person. People who know me know I don't like to dance around things, beat around the bush, or sugarcoat things. I speak the truth. And whether it's not, I'm very to the point on some stuff, but... So I told him that, and he was like, all right, and he took most things we brought up really well. But then when the collective group of probably 6 to 7 people were like, hey, man, we don't like the way you're leading this, blah, 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 blah. We think that this would be better. Like, this is like me coming to him at first, and then we'd like send a text in the group chat. We're like, hey, guys, like, like a group chat with all of us. We'd be like, hey, I don't like how this works. Can we do anything different? And then he'd like not respond, or
we started having a lot of arguments because we kept having issues with him and the way he was handling things. I think he got a little overwhelmed with it.
I think
he
so
didn't
too.
handle it too well, and so that just created a lot of issues. Then he was also trying to split us up. So I remember he was trying to like make
an A team and a B team.
Yeah, and I think that was something that we didn't really like either, because like you don't want to like, number one, we didn't want to split Dominic up with his friends at the time, because at the time we didn't really know Jesse and Evan too well. Like we knew them,
or
but
Dominic. We didn't know any of them very well.
Yes, like we didn't want to split them up, and we didn't want to just create this like huge like thing. I don't know, it was just a mess. But yeah, that ended up kind of falling apart basically. We basically kind of like we left Swogler, and we are just like,
we'll
do our own thing.
We kind of like separated and cut ties with the org stuff. We didn't burn any bridges, obviously, but we got to the point where we were like, hey Chris, like, man, like this isn't working out. Like
I think he quit COD too. Like after that, I don't think he ever played COD again.
Yeah,
like he did, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, the thing I remember is that we were in a scrim. We were playing like that, like Frosty Kid or something.
Oh yeah.
The Frost era, that was his name. And we were playing like some kid, like I don't know. I guess he was like a wager kid or something. I don't really know, but he and his team like smoked us in the first hard point. We probably got like 100-point clubbed or like.
Yeah, we got smoked.
We got it was not a it was French hard point. I'll never forget that. We got fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got fried. I personally remember I did poorly that map.
We literally quit after that. I remember.
Yeah, well, no, what had happened is Chris got offline. He like threw his controller, and got offline.
Yeah.
And he was like, he was letting off steam. Obviously, he said some things he shouldn't have, and then he just hopped offline. And then like the next day comes and he acts like we're cool, and we texted him.
First scrim, like you can't expect to like go out and do well. Like you're gonna get smoked. But that's how you learn. That's how you learn to get better. Is what you figure out.
You're there to learn. You're not there to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what a scrim is for.
Yeah. True. So.
Yeah. And so like we walked out there and then that happened and it was like, well, shoot. We texted him, we were like, yo Chris, are you good, man? And then the text increasingly throughout the night of him not responding, we're like, dog, like look, if you're not gonna come back on and at least talk to us and at least we'll pretend to go over what happened in this scrim, like this isn't cool. And so then after that, I'm pretty sure all of us had a meeting. Me, Scott, Dominic, Evan, Jesse, and anyone else who was close to being on the team at that point was just like, yeah, something's got to change. And it looks like the leadership. And then, we kind of talked about making our own org thing. And then we like kind of piddled around with that a little bit and thought about it and then never really pursued anything. And we were like, you know what, let's just play.
Yeah. And so then, just to say something real quick, like we don't have, like I know Preston mentioned this before, but like we don't, like Swogler, we never like have
There's
bad
no
blood
bad
with
blood.
him.
No.
Yeah, like we're not still mad at him. He doesn't. We don't hate each other.
No.
It's just kind of a thing where it didn't work out, and that happens. I mean, that definitely happens.
And that's
like,
how things go. We were all young. We were all dumb. We were all doing things for the first time. It was an experiment, you know.
Yeah, it was a tough spot for him as well, just being the youngest one and trying to lead a group of people who didn't really know what they were doing. Like we were dipping our toes into something that we've never experienced before, and it was just a lot for everybody. And I think it just ultimately it just didn't work out, and then that's
Yeah.
okay because now he's doing his thing. I think he's like he's a YouTuber. No, he's a streamer. But
I don't know what he does. He does
he
something.
does like Fortnite. He does like his own stuff now.
Yeah.
But I think it worked out for both parties.
I think it worked out the
Sure.
best for both parties. It was definitely a learning experience on both ends, because like we learned to not, you know, be pushovers in some things, and then actually stand our ground on a lot of things, and then that did develop like a cohesive unit out of us. Like, you know, Dominic and I have butted heads more than anyone else in the group, and I'd say Dominic is one of my best friends in my entire life. Like, I don't think I'll ever meet someone that I have the same like appreciation for that I do for Dominic.
Yeah.
And like the same for you, Scott, you know that. And the same for Ryan, same for Evan, like Jesse too. But like, you know, these people are like more than just like friends to me. It's
Look,
way different.
Fast forward. Like, we're still Black Ops 3. We got a long way to go, but like,
Yeah. Well,
we gotta, like,
after
kinda-
Swagler ended at the beginning of summer, and then we had our like God summer, right? Like, where we
Yeah,
played
so
for oh
basically-
man, the
Yeah, so
golden
basically-
days.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the summer we were still with Swagler, but we ended up splitting with him, like we said. And then like Preston said, it was me. So we had pretty much 5 people at the time. It was
We did.
Me, Preston, Dominic, Jesse, and Evan.
Yep.
We were just like, yeah, let's just start grinding. Let's just start playing for fun. Like we don't need to make an org. We don't need to take things like that seriously. Let's just play. Like, and so we started getting into GBs for the first time. We played like literally every single night at the time. Like
We play
grinded,
like like 7 a night, 6, 5. You know,
Yeah,
we play a
like, you
decent
and me
amount, like
would-
3 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah. So you and me would grind like all day. Like we just play pubs all day, and then we
Scott and I would get on. Like this is like a real number. Scott and I would get on at like 11 o'clock, and then play until like 4 or like 3. Like we'd literally.
It was insane.
Ryan, I'll answer that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We
But,
gotta,
like,
we gotta
dog,
get,
we
this will take
played-
forever. We gotta kind of go faster, but
That's fine. Well, you know, we have time. I'm in no rush.
yeah.
I have work tomorrow, but yeah, you know.
You just don't want to make it too long. So
I don't mind.
watch the whole-
I'd kind of like for it to be long and like drawn out, so we get everything out of the table and everything. We'll still
That's
have time to talk on other podcasts. It'll be fun. We'll have more. But
But yeah, go for it.
yeah, so like the summer of Black Ops 3 is something I'll never forget till I die. Like literally, it's golden ages. We'd get on
Yeah,
and play for 12, 13, like 15 hours a day. Like we were degenerates, man.
Wait, you think it was that much? You really think
I
it was that
know I
much?
did. I know I did.
I don't know if I did that much, but it was close.
I'd get on,
Sure.
like I'd wake up, like I'd set an alarm to wake up, and like in my personal like place, I'd have my brother drive me to, like my mom's like business, which is where our Wi-Fi was, because I didn't have Wi-Fi at my house, and just leave me
Yeah.
there, and I would make my own food, do everything I
That
had
was
to.
so much fun. I remember going to the beach for a week, and like, 'cause I went to the beach for a week, so I missed out on like a week GB. So I literally remember like watching Dominic stream every night at the beach, because like I just want to watch y'all play. And I wanted to see, like, oh my gosh, like the thing about that year was like we were fresh into competitive, so that was like that helped us play a lot more, and also the game was just super fun. Like it was just a really good game. And so like it was just fun to play, and also like we were super good at it. Like we'll go into that, but like that was definitely our best year as far as like skill wise.
Oh my
how
gosh.
good we were.
Well,
We were
I don't think
nasty.
that's true. Like that was my worst Call of Duty. Like as far as okay.
I don't know. Like
Okay, hear me out. Black Ops, IW, World War II, this one. Black Ops was the worst Call of Duty I was at. Black Ops 3, that is. Like, skill-wise,
that's true.
personally,
That was your first one. Though.
Exactly.
Like,
but
so,
that's
like-
our best record out there.
we were disgusting. Like
Yeah.
we would beat so many really good teams. We get on and just kind of like run
Yeah.
over people.
And just for reference, in the large scale of things, GBs mean nothing, blah, 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 not for money, etc. And you're, basically
But
playing just
still.
GB kids. But the point is, like, that's the
We
most...
could have probably played for money.
We definitely could have, is the problem. But we didn't, because we were like, oh, no, they're just a whole nother level. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't think they were.
That's like one of my biggest regrets out of all of this is
Yeah.
like not pursuing Black Ops 3 more than we did.
Yeah.
And we stuck to GBs. I
That's like
think
my
we
only
pursued that
regret
more.
as far as gaming goes.
Yeah, if
so
we would have
far.
pursued that more, I think we could have either won a lot of money through wagers. We could have probably competed well in a tournament. Like we probably could have done
A lot more
really
than what
cool.
we did.
because we just had time to play with each other. So
Yeah.
we were super good because we were playing all the time with each other, so we knew how each other played.
Our
worked
chemistry
well
is
together.
perfect.
Yeah, so like we were just nasty, but basically after that, everything kind of started not going downhill, but things definitely changed. So that was definitely kind of our peak.
Yeah, the best we ever got on the Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 3 ladder was like 77th place or something.
Which is like pretty good considering how many teams there are.
I mean, there's like thousands of teams on that ladder.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to give a number because I don't know, but there's like 4 million people who play on GB, like Game Battles, the website, and that's a lot of people.
Like we would go,
that's a lot of people.
We would definitely be over. We'd probably be triple, like we'd have 3 times as many wins as losses.
Yeah, I mean our best record was like
at least.
The best record we had on our team was like 70 something and like 13. Like dog.
Yeah,
we won so many games on Black Ops 3. It was a blast.
It was super fun.
I remember
how we got to really go for it.
That was you could pull up like your rankings in the state or whatever. I don't know if this is IW or World War or Black Ops 3,
yeah.
but I was like 21st in like North or South Carolina, whichever state I was living at the time. I was like 21st in my state, and I was bouncing off the walls. I was so proud of myself.
But yeah, that's how we got really got our friendship started.
Yeah.
And like we had Vertical still. We played pubs with him, and we met Ryan as well through that. Which I mean, I knew Ryan before that. But
yeah, I went to school with Ryan
too. I didn't really know him. It was kind of the same as Preston. Like we didn't really talk as much. So.
Yeah, Ryan and I, we played pubs all day.
That was when we really got kind of like the squad together for the first time and really got that friendship. Going. I think what was like so special about that was like we had a lot of people kind of come and go in our cycle, and typically that's kind of what happens. So to be able to find Dominic, Evan, and Jesse, and to stick with them, and more specifically with Dominic and Evan, and to stick with them throughout all this time, is so special. And something that like definitely doesn't happen a lot. I'm just like so thankful for that.
Yeah.
I can't ask for better people to play with who have found through gaming.
That's the truth.
Still thinking about it. But.
That's the truth. Yeah, but what happened after Black Ops 3 IW?
Okay, yep. And so basically,
yikes.
Yeah. So starting off, it was so Jesse quit he quit literally like a month into the game just because he didn't like the game at all.
He didn't like the game.
Play PC. Preston was like nasty because he grinded the game.
The game came out and I did what I did with this game. I had like 15-hour days, like with school. I'd go to school for 8 hours, come home, and then play till like 3 o'clock. Go to bed, wake up at 7.
Disgusting.
Like dog, I played that game way too much. And that was when I moved to North Carolina too. During the year of IW is when I moved here, and so I sat in my room. You can ask anyone in my family this, my brother, Sydney, literally anyone. They'll be like, "Yep, Preston sat in his room and played Infinite Warfare." That's what happened.
And so basically, there's not really a whole lot to talk about with IW because Evan quit as well very early into the game too, because he just couldn't. Like we kept playing SNDGBs, but we didn't play as well. Like we struggled a lot more than what we were used to.
We did.
And I think that, it was a kind of a shock to us all. I think because we weren't used to that. We weren't used to losing so much.
Because walking in, we were like, "All right, guys, we're gonna learn the game. And we're gonna turn around and we're gonna go play wagers. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna go play, UMG." We're gonna do all this stuff, and then we walked in there and got like crapped on. Like than, like the first month went well, and then 2 people quit, and then we had 3 people and like a person here and there, and when Evan did play, we got smoked and stuff. Like all of us, not just Evan. Like
I think it's because like we started we started having like our own responsibilities start to come up.
Yeah.
And like I think that was the first time Dominic had like a super busy job. And so we didn't play as often, and so like we didn't have that same team chemistry, and we didn't play as much of the game itself because like I started getting busier with school, so I couldn't play as much either.
Yeah.
And so like we just didn't play as much overall, and like I mean that's pretty like when you don't play as much of a game, you're not going to be as good at it. And so I think like having that struggle, like kind of like shoot us off a bit. Like we weren't really into it as much because of that. And so we kind of so basically, like Preston said, we just kind of ended up it was basically me, Preston, and Dom, just kind of playing whatever for the majority of the year. And like
we played a lot of 3v3s, to be honest.
Yeah.
Half of us dropped Call of Duty during Infinite Warfare. I dropped it during the end of the year. That's when I bought my PC.
Yeah, a lot of us dropped it during that year. It was just a bad year. I mean, the game, I think, was okay. I just think, I think it was a bad time for the game because of people were tired of the futuristic jetpack stuff.
Yeah, and then they made a bad futuristic jetpack one. Like, I even think the game was good. I mean, like, IW is, like, top 5 Call of Duty for me. Like, I still think that game is bad. That's not something I'm proud of saying. But
yeah, that's not a very common viewpoint. But, like, I also understand that. I mean, IW I didn't think was bad competitive-wise. I think pub-wise is probably one of the worst odds.
Pubs weren't fun. But another thing we had, I'll tell you what our issue probably was, and I hadn't thought about this until now. That's when we started, like, organizing roles.
Yeah.
And that's when we like started enforcing stuff, and we also moved towards playing respawn that year instead of just search and
I don't
destroy.
think so. I think
That's
it
when we
was just
started.
4v2.
That's when we started. And we got
Really?
cooked like every respawn. Yeah, we got cooked like every respawn. We were like, oh, it's just for learning. It's just for learning. And we got cooked, and then Evan and Jesse quit.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were trying to do. I'm scratching my back because I got sunburned, dog.
Yeah,
But,
there's not a whole lot to tell with that. You know,
IW was not a
the competitive scene was so cool. That I mean, seeing Optic win champs was awesome that
Yeah.
year. That was
Right
really
back.
really cool to see. I remember watching that tournament. That was insane.
That was
But,
insane.
yeah, but as far as like our experience with it, wasn't really much going on. It was pretty kind of like we would play here and there, but not a whole lot.
Yeah,
Um,
that's when I got into playing Counter-Strike with Ryan, probably.
yeah. So like you
And
started
we'll-
playing other stuff.
We'll
Jesse
talk about that
played.
later.
Yeah. So yeah, not a whole lot going on that year. But
IW is not a good year. And then we were all like stoked for World War II, right? We were all like, all right, guys, we're gonna come back. We're
Yeah.
gonna grind respawn. World War II is gonna be
Yeah.
great. Like
Evan
we're
said that like we were gonna be nasty. You're talking about how good we were gonna be.
yeah, and it was like, oh, Preston, this is your first boots on the ground game. You're actually gonna grind. Like it's gonna be great,
Yeah.
man. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be so much easier. You just gotta sit on a heady and fry people, blah blah blah. And then World War II came out, and it was dog meat.
And then yeah, the game wasn't people's favorite.
And then that was my least favorite Call of Duty that's ever come out. Like I've played like half of them, and I'd rather play IW for another year than play World War II again.
See, like I think it got better as time went on, but the problem was it started off so bad that like I don't think people gave it a chance at that point. Like people had already kind of like left it,
Yep.
and it was just like it was very dark as far as the colors. Like a lot of the guns were dumb.
Everything was gray. And
yeah,
then the
like, you know,
PPSH was like dog meat the first like half of the year, and then they
yeah, the bar was
balanced it out.
insane.
The bar was
Yeah, the
insane
bar.
basically all the year. What was that one gun? Like
The Dort Fun.
FG meta?
FG-42.
Yeah, the 3-bullet
FG-42.
like poop 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 and no
Dude,
recoil.
that was awful. It was like a freaking light machine gun you could run around with, like as an AR.
It was an
but,
assault
like,
rifle. Air quotes.
Yeah, it was.
Like dog, it was wild.
Not the best meta.
And as
but
the submachine gun player whose job is to run out and die first, it was not fun.
it just wasn't the best game, I think, for like the current scene. I think
No, that game is bad. I don't
you
think
need-
they could release that game ever without, in the state they released it in, I don't think they could release it and it would ever do well. Any scene. If Call of Duty
Yeah.
releases a game, they can't release something that bad. And
Yeah.
like if a non-AAA publisher released it, it'd probably be like, hey, this is a good shooter game. It's Call of Duty-esque. And then people would like, yeah, this game's great. But if Call of Duty AAA multi-billion-dollar company puts that out, they're like, trash.
yeah,
That's
it
what
just
happened.
wasn't good. And so basically, we got into that, or we started playing Respawn. Like we played Respawn pretty consistent with that, but we struggled really. We got smoked a lot. Like we
Yeah.
would win occasionally, but we got smoked. And
Yeah, it was
just
a
like,
lot. That was a whole year of learning. Like that's all that
Yeah.
was. That year was just learning.
Because it's hard just to step into Respawn after not playing it at all competitively and just like think you're gonna be able to go in and do well. Like it's not like that. And like people didn't really play World War II like they played Black Ops 3, so sticking around for GBs and stuff were still pretty solid. And so it wasn't like we were getting to play like really bad teams. Like we would have to go play really good teams.
No, like it was hard to find a team that we could kind of practice and try new things
Yeah.
on. It was usually
Exactly.
like walk out and you like absolutely just destroy the other team because they don't know how to play, or you'd walk out and just get cooked because it's people just chilling. And it's like just crazy good people that play all the time and stuff like that.
So long story short,
World War II.
basically very similar year to IW in the fact that like
Worse than
a lot of
IW.
us got frustrated. Evan did stick around though, so that was kind of nice. So we didn't get to play a whole lot because, like I said, people were getting older. Like we're starting to have more responsibilities with stuff, and just ultimately like it was just kind of a frustrating year. I think overall, like the game wasn't our favorite. You know, we weren't as good at it as we were in the past,
That game was beat.
and yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't the greatest year, but we did have the bright side to that year, and that was the event which we went.
Yes, it was. We went to Atlanta, CWL Atlanta.
Yeah, which was our first event, which is all of us. Like none of us had ever been to a COD event before.
No.
Like I never thought I'd ever go to one, and we made it happen. It was the craziest thing.
It was for
we
my
should definitely go
birthday.
to that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll start. I don't know who brought it up. It was probably Scott, to be honest. But it was like, hey, this is on the 9th of March, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yo,
It's kind of close.
yeah, and I was like, dude, I turned 18 on March 9th. Like, you can get in without parent. You know, you don't have to have a parent. It's like you just get to roll in there, and it's like, shoot, like we could do that. And so we bought our tickets. We paid for our tickets, right? Or were our tickets
No,
paid
bro,
for?
you gotta go into like how we like. So basically,
You tell.
it
You
was
tell.
actually insane how it worked out because like
Ryan, I'll answer that in a
you
second.
ended up you ended up saying you were going. You were the first one to go. Or let's say you were going.
Oh
And like
yeah, because it was for my
and we were
birthday, and I
like
was like, dog, I'm going. And my uncle bought my ticket.
yeah, and like the rest of us were kind of like, oh, I don't know, like it's gonna be a lot to pull off, like with school and everything, it'd be so hard. Like Dominic and Evan would have to literally drive forever because they weren't gonna fly.
No.
I think they said it was too expensive, so they were just gonna drive. And like for me, like being in school and being as busy as I was, it just didn't seem possible at all.
Right.
So for the longest time, we kind of shrugged it off. And then literally at like the last second, like I started thinking about it more and more, and I started to say, okay, let me just make sure. Let me see if I have like an exam that weekend or that next week. Didn't. Okay, maybe this is actually kind of possible. Like it would be like really hard to try to get the work in, but like it would be possible. So I actually started like looking into it, and then I finally pulled the trigger. I was like, let's go. Like I'm screw it. Like I'm going with Preston. Gotta be there for his birthday. It's gonna be awesome. Like forget that. So it was gonna be us. It was I think it was you, me, and Ryan originally.
Yeah.
And like we ended up convincing.
I don't know how.
No, no, because it was literally like 2 weeks before the event. Even
It was so
the
close.
it was literally Dominic at the time said he wasn't going because he had a trip with his ex-girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend now.
Oh,
But it
because
was,
they were still dating, right?
yeah, so they were going to like Texas for a week. So
Yeah,
he
they were gonna
already
go to
had
Texas
that
because
planned
Dominic
for
was
that.
planning to move to Texas.
Yeah, and it was his spring break as
God,
well.
we need
So,
Dominic.
like,
we need Dominic. We need Dom.
no, but we
More
ended up
guys.
so he ended up having that, so he couldn't go. But at the last second, like they came back from a trip, and she like broke up with him out of nowhere. It was the weirdest.
Yeah, she just like dropped like the, and he
Yeah,
was just
and
like,
he was like left mind blown. Like what?
yeah, he
the
was
heck
like,
that?
honestly, I think Dominic's devastated. Like that was probably the best thing for
Yeah.
him is to just go get a dude trip, and just
Yeah,
hang out
but
with the
like it left
guys.
him free. What are the odds that would have left him free that week? It was his spring break, so he had time to go, and so he ended up going to that. He ended up buying tickets because of that, because his girlfriend just broke up with him at the last second before the event, like, which is insane. And
Yeah.
then we were like, Evan, like, go, bro, come with
We're like
him.
Evan, like
make it
dog, like
happen."
you're really gonna make Dominic drive
please.
10 hours by himself, and Evan's like, nah. And
Yeah. Evan just like nonchalant. He just said screw it. bro,
Evan's
I'm coming."
like, yeah, dog, I'll go. Let's go. Evan's such
so
a
we-
dude, man. Freaking love Evan.
And so as weird as it sounds, and we all made it happen. Like 2
I don't
weeks
know
out.
how.
Literally 2 weeks out. And like we all made it happen, and just like that, we were all going to Atlanta. That was like the most insane thing ever.
That was so wild.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so my parents went to Atlanta too for like a trip for them, basically, like to just like hang out and go like, you know, see Atlanta, like, oh, it's fun. And so they went, and then we had our hotel room. Myself, Scott, and Ryan had our hotel room, and then
the hotel was so
oh
sick.
my gosh, where are we? The Hilton?
It was like the CNN hotel, like
was
a
like-
hotel, like
What was it?
where
The
CNN
Hampton
was
Inn?
based. I don't know, but it's literally,
I don't know,
it was literally
it-
right next to
Dog,
our convention. It's
all I
connected
know
to the-
is that I'm so glad I didn't have to pay for it.
Bro, it was the most insane hotel. It had a food court that we literally went to every day.
It was a few $100s a night. I remember that. We were there for 2 nights or 3 nights.
It was insane.
It
was
was-
incredible.
Yeah, we had really nice
Like, your
spot.
parents are the goats for that. Like, that
They're
was
the goats
awesome.
for that. They probably regret it. They're like, stupid. Oh, God, we shouldn't have let him go into that. Now look at him. He just
Nah,
sits in
no
his room. They're like, man, I miss Preston. I'll come down and be like, hey, what's for dinner?
Oh my god.
Oh, they're the goats for that, honestly.
But yeah, we made it happen. So we got there, and I guess we can answer Ryan's question now.
Yeah, Ryan, we're nervous about meeting each other out in Atlanta. The build-up, yes.
For you?
Yes.
Me
I was
too.
like,
'Cause it was the first time we had ever
Yeah.
met people over from the internet.
yeah, and like, you know, at this time, I'd like barely seen Dominic's face even. And, you know, Evan's always on his whole Snapchat posting songs and crap. So, like, I knew what Evan looked like.
It was just weird because like we'd never met them before.
Yeah.
Didn't really know them outside of Call of Duty. So like, oh gosh, we're about to meet people. Like, what if they're like freaking what's it called, catfish? What if they're like weird people we didn't know? Like, what if they're gonna like?
Scott's more paranoid than I am.
No, I wasn't. I was just like,
I didn't think
I
they
don't
were
know.
catfish,
It's a
dog. I
weird
knew who I
feeling.
was talking
I
to.
mean, I didn't think they were catfish, but like,
Scott was
I just didn't
scared,
know what
man.
to
Scott was
expect.
shaking.
I didn't know what to expect basically. I wasn't scared, but I didn't know what to expect. Like, I kind of figured it was gonna be, like what we expected, but like it was actually crazy. Like when we did see them, like how
How
normal
just
it was.
it was so just natural.
Yeah, it was like we picked up right where we left off online.
Yeah, we were
Like,
like,
it was
all right, guys, we'll
crazy.
see y'all in a minute. And we were like texting back and forth, and it was like, wait, is that y'all? And then I like looked
Like,
up
I'll
from my
never forget
phone,
that.
and it was just like,
Yeah.
boom, Evan in his like red plaid shirt, and then Dominic in that white windbreaker.
Dude, I'll never
Like,
forget
dog, I
that.
literally
They
remember what they were
walked up
wearing.
to us.
It was like, guys.
Oh.
Right? No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. No, but that was like honestly like one of the craziest moments. Like,
That was the most surreal thing.
That. Like that was like the coolest
Like Ryan Ryan was there.
but we went to get, and right after that, like, we didn't think we were gonna make it to the event in time on Friday to watch any matches. But, like, we literally made it just in time for the FaZe Optic match.
Oh, that was the best.
That Friday. It's like we went and grabbed like Papa John's pizza or whatever right outside the venue. Which
I
is,
got
like,
Chick-fil-A.
the most expensive crap ever.
It was like $10 for this little like.
It was
like
freaking awful.
sausage and pizza. Like, dog, it was terrible. It was so much.
But...
My Chick-fil-A sandwich was like $9. Like, dog, it was so much.
So we just ate really fast, kind of talked, which was like weird. We just like I remember we went sat in like lounge chairs.
Yeah, we were just like chilling in these little chairs. I think I sat on the floor.
Yeah.
And then I was like, screw this, and then sat at someone's feet.
Yeah, and then so we went into the venue. We watched FaZe Optic. It was like insane. So that was like our first like opportunity to
yeah,
watch.
dude, walking in, it was like there's this big old hallway with all these banners on the walls and this big trophy and it's lights staring at the trophy, dude. And it was this nice like do, you know, just Call of Duty music going on.
Like it was so much cooler than what I expected it to be.
It was
so cool.
Well, like, you know, like walking in, I was like, man, I'm gonna walk in here and I'm gonna be like the only person who's not like just a straight up nerd. Like I've taken a shower today, like, man. And we walked in and it was all just like there were some, you know, there were some of them, but the majority of people were just cool. They were just Call of Duty guys. Like, it was lit. We just walked in and there were people just, you know, hanging out, talking, looking at stuff, taking pictures with pros. Like, dude, it was wild.
Yeah, it was insane. Like seeing that in person after like watching it on a computer screen for so long was like the craziest thing. But it wasn't
awesome.
Like it was weird, but at the same time it wasn't. Cause like we knew what it was.
We knew what to expect in a sort of like weird way, and it's like, you know, this is gonna be an event.
Super chill. Like,
everyone was just, you know, the majority of everyone was just so cool. There were some like, you know, weird guys in there just being weird, but that's how it always is. Some people are just weird.
There's some vivid experiences I remember. Like, cause I remember like I went to the bathroom and like I was using the bathroom and I look over at Havoc's just like I went to use the bathroom, came out, I went to the sink to wash my hands and Havoc's just literally just sitting there right next to me. I'm just like, what's up, Havoc? He's like, what's up, man? And we started like talking. I was like, what? Like that was
you had like a natural conversation with someone that you like not idolize.
Yeah.
But someone you just
who, like you watched on stream all the time. Like that was like when he was big on Black Ops 3. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that.
Like he was super big during that time, so like people really knew who he was. Like just seeing him there was really cool. And then we saw Zuma.
That's when we watched Teddy play, remember? We saw Teddy stand up and scream at those kids.
Yeah.
Yo, Ryan remembers that because Teddy stands up and he's like, y'all suck! He was like screaming at those guys. Dog, it was so funny.
Yeah, but like we met Zuma. That's who like we all wanted to kind of meet because he was like the guy. Like,
Scott's been rocking a Zuma emblem, not this game, but literally every single game.
Zuma is my guy.
Zuma is the GOAT.
We met him. He was super chill.
Signed Evan's Gucci belt.
Yeah, I can't believe Evan brought a Gucci belt. We need to talk
Evan brought a Gucci belt.
And got people to sign it. Like,
dude,
we can talk about more of that when he's here, but...
The scariest thing is Evan was like, yeah, man, if no one wants to sign it, I'm just going to give it to you. Like, talking to me, and I was like, Evan, you're not giving me that. I was like, dog, like, that thing's like, no.
Yeah, it was insane. But it was just cool. Just going to that event, meeting people, and then we'll talk about Teddy. Dude,
I'm going to try and see if I can get Teddy on the podcast. That'd be pog.
The Teddy, we met him because he was just like chilling outside the venue one night. We were like walking, I think, away from it.
Yeah, we were walking towards our hotel. Yeah, we were. Because we came out of venue and we were walking like up this way. And it was Teddy, like, was he talking to someone? Right? Yeah, Rambi and Mutex walked by. And Mike was there because Mike was like 3 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
Because Mike's like the same height as me, and it was just like, wing, this little dude walks by. Yeah,
Ryan's right. We talked to Teddy for literally like about everything.
We talked to Teddy for like an hour. It just like, and the thing is, we didn't even talk to him about like Call of Duty the whole time. We just talked. We just sat there and had just a conversation. We're like, hey man, how'd your matches go?
CS:GO.
Yeah, we talked about Counter-Strike, like skins. Like we just talked about like, oh yeah, this knife's sick. Like Teddy and I had matching shoes.
Bro, that was crazy. That was like the coolest moment for me, just because of how chill he was and how like normal of a conversation that was.
Yeah, because it's so surreal. Like when you talk to like the pros, right? You walk up and they're like, oh hey, what's up? And they, you know, like obviously they're talking to you like you're a human being, but to some extent they're just like, all right, yeah, when are you asking for the picture? And I'd be the same exact way if I were one of them. Like, you know, there's nothing they can do. But Teddy was like, he didn't like act like a celebrity. He acted like another guy out there. And he was like, what's up, guys? Like, he shook our hands, signed our little poster things. He's like, dog, I didn't think you'd want me to sign the poster. I'm not special. You know.
For me, I think there were a lot of people at that event that were that way. I think there were obviously some people like the Opti guys were definitely more of like.
They were professional. They were very professional.
Which like you expect because they have like
Yeah, but like I met Silly by myself, and I was like, "Yo, Silly, I love you, dude. It's my birthday." And he was like, "What?" And he was like, "Let's take a picture, dog." And he was like, "Give me your phone. I'll take it. I'm taller." And he's like, it was awesome. He was so
It's
cool.
just cool, like how much like it means to people that are fans of them and how chill they
Yeah.
are. Like,
I don't know. I can only
cool.
imagine how surreal it is to be have someone come and be like, "Yo, you're this guy, right?" And you're just like,
Yeah,
"Yeah." Teddy
was,
signed the Gucci belt.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He was like, "Dude, I never thought I'd sign one of these." He was freaking out.
Yeah, so we just kind of hung out through that weekend.
Oh, dude, another thing is like, he was like, "What are y'all's Twitters?" Like, we didn't even have to ask. He was like, "I'll follow all you guys," and we like told him, and then he like followed us. Like, we didn't even have to like tweet him or anything. He like followed like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, that was sick.
Dude, we were such nerds. We were walking. We were like, "Yo, Teddy just followed me."
I know. And Zumo, like we were all freaking. I remember freaking out in front of like a huge group of people. We were like freaking out in our little corner. Oh my god, Zumo just got a picture with me. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But it was cool, man. It was like the people we wanted to meet for so long. And
yeah, it's like honestly, like someone like Zuma, it's like not an idol, obviously, but like that's like he's the man. Like
he's one of the he's one of the guys. Like,
he's like, you know,
so, like meeting him.
Like Scott loves Zuma, dude. He even like modeled his gameplay after Zuma. He's like, "All right, man, I saw Zuma do this on stream," and he like does the underwall one on Breach, and he just pops up behind him, pops a 3-piece, and he's like, "Yup, shout out Zuma," like, "Yep." Like, dude, he was the man. Yeah. He knew all the routes. It was awesome.
Zuma was that guy, but yeah, so
that's the event.
Awesome. I think it was different though because like it kind of sucked, but it was tough because it was like we wanted to like sit there and catch up and talk about everything. But it was like kind of hard because we had that weekend and we had to instantly leave after. Like,
yeah, we had to leave.
Rush out.
Like right when Rise won.
Yeah, and so we had like 2 days to kind of catch up and hang out, but like it wasn't.
Yeah, we didn't have the same hotel room. Dom and Evan were in a different hotel, so they had to stay, 10 minutes away from walking distance. And then
it just like came and went really, really fast.
Yeah, it just blew by, and it was like, man, like. We never really.
So much fun.
Yeah, we always talked. We were like, yeah, we need to come to another event. Now we have Anaheim coming up, and Evan can't go, sadly.
We'll get to that.
But like, yeah, we'll get to that.
But
just can't wait to see
you guys. It was just really cool. Like I literally like look back on that trip, and like that's something I'll never forget because of how special it was, and like how many memories we made through that trip. Whatever.
I mean, like, that was, like, my 18th birthday. Like, that's, like, the birthday, other than 21, people even talk about, and that's the only way I would have wanted to spend it.
Yeah, it's like, I never thought I would ever make it to an event like that. I never could have imagined myself, like, 3 years before that, going to an event for a video game, plus Call of Duty. So, like, actually doing that, and, like, having a passion for it, and being able to pursue that was just, like I'll never forget it.
Yeah. That was wild, man. That was the time.
Yeah. So, yeah. We did that.
Yeah, that happened. It did.
Yeah.
And then we came back and all of us quit Call of Duty.
Pretty much, yeah. We came back and we were like, "Yo, let's get this going. We have some."
Like, it's time to grind. Like we know what the event's like. Maybe one day we'll get to play up there. Like, dude, it'll be so much fun. And then it was like hype train. Like,
I don't know what happened. We literally just never played.
We came back and we're like, "Hey, you want to play?" And we're like, like, I haven't played CS in a while.
World War II in the summer, I was struggling, bro. Like I was going through. Like nobody was playing the game. I was like, bro, like I need to find different people. Like I hate this, bro. I'm playing by myself all the time. I need friends. Like I was literally trying to I thought about pursuing it so much and finding people to play with, but I never did it.
Yeah, and Scott would talk about it too, because I was like who you would talk to about it.
Yeah, like I was just like, bro, I just can't do this anymore. I gotta pursue this.
This is a text Scott sent me. How do I? This is a text.
No, don't show them the text.
They can't read it. It's just massive.
Oh yeah. Like it was.
I hope you can't read that stream.
Wait, you still have that? What?
I have it saved, yeah.
Bro, but that was just a lot.
It was a lot.
But yeah, basically, that year kind of went. After that, it kind of went stale. Obviously, the event was the highlight of that. The event was like definitely the highlight.
Yeah, it's the only good thing that happened in World War II.
Like I always had a feeling though, like that wouldn't be the last time. Like I really
didn't because we said we were like, dude, we have to do this again. We have to do this again. And then we were like, well, maybe if they get another Atlanta one, or maybe like a Chicago, like something that's like local. And now we're gonna go to California. Like, dog, we're off one now, huh?
So yeah, basically, I don't even know how we came about that. So now, yeah, I guess I said it. We're going to Anaheim in like what, literally 2 weeks now. 2 weeks from Monday.
On the 9th. We're gonna spend, dog, like we're actually wild. We're spending a week in California.
We were like, we literally like came up with Dominic came up with the idea because he decided he was gonna go because he wanted to do something fun.
Yeah, Dom's like, it's summer. Like, I'm this year's
Yeah,
old. Like, I'm trying to have some fun.
and like me and Preston were like, we gotta make this happen. So and Ryan was that way too.
Ryan was like, dude, that was so much fun. No, Ryan's the same way. Ryan thought the event
Yeah,
was a
because we all
blast.
we all thought the event was so much fun. So we knew we wanted to do it again. So like we really like wanted to do this much. Like we wanted to really like do whatever we could to make this happen. So like being in the summer and like it's a pretty big summer just because at least like me and Dominic graduated college. And so like this summer is kind of big as far as like you want to do something fun after to celebrate it.
Yeah, and this is my first summer as a college student.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with Ryan.
Same with Ryan. So it's just like a lot. Like we wanted to do something super cool, and we wanted to definitely make it out to another event. We didn't think we'd have the chance to because it wasn't in Atlanta this year. And so like, it's actually insane. Like we just kind of said like, let's go, let's do it. Like I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it. And we made it happen. Like we're freaking somehow making it happen. Literally, 4 of us are going out to California. No parents, by ourselves. Just
for
a COD event and to hang out for a week.
For 7 days and 6 nights.
Yeah, which I'm sure we'll get, because I think Press is going to do a podcast like before.
Yeah, I'm going to try and I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, but basically, yeah.
Yeah, and I will interrupt you just a little bit. Congratulations on graduating from college, Scott. You're the man. You too, Dominic. You too, Dom. Yeah. You're not here right now, but you'll see it later. Y'all are the man. Y'all are the best. I'm so proud of you guys.
I appreciate it, man. But yeah, it's crazy. Like I never thought like we would ever. Like I always thought about Anaheim. Like because remember last year Teddy was like,
and Teddy told us, yeah. Teddy said, y'all gonna come to another event, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, nah. I mean, like maybe like man, this one was a lot of money, and like we're not even paying for like this much of it because it's my birthday and it's my trip, graduation gift, my 18th birthday. Like this is a big deal. And Teddy's like, all right, guys, if you're gonna make it to another one and you're only gonna make it to one more, Anaheim's the move. And we're like, dog, we all live East Coast. Like they're in Chicago, they're not even close.
Yeah.
And he was like, Anaheim's the man. Not the man. Anaheim's the move. He's like, it's the best one. It's the most hype. Everyone goes to Anaheim. It's so much fun. Like, he gassed it up so much. And then we were like, well, think about it, man.
Yeah. And as crazy as it sounds, like, we made it happen and we're going. Which, like, I never thought at the time we would ever make that happen. I was like, there's no way. Like, great, Teddy. Like, that's awesome. Like, we'll never make it to Anaheim. Like, it's just not realistic at all.
Yeah. And we're blessed enough to where all of us have already paid for tickets and hotel already all the way. And so now we've just got expenses while we're there. That's the only thing we've got left right now.
Like it's so like cool for me that you guys, especially like you and Ryan more specifically so, because Dominic like Dominic like the way how much y'all are sacrificing to go do this and make this happen and like how much we're actually like we're literally just going we're literally just going to hang out and like just spend a week together. Go to the COD tournament, obviously. It's literally gonna be one of the best. Like, we'll obviously get into this more, but it's gonna be like probably like one of the best trips we'll ever have taken our entire lives. Like,
I can't wait. Cannot wait.
And, like it's just gonna be something where I really just like want to take it all in. It's just gonna be so special. It's just like the sacrifices that y'all made. Ryan, I know you're watching this. Like the sacrifices you made to make this happen, just to be able to go hang out with us.
Ryan's working his nuts off, man. Poor guy.
Yeah, like it's just so cool for me, and like. I just couldn't ask for better people to do it with, and I'm just so excited. But it's actually insane to me, like, because I remember we literally planned this out like 3.5 months ago. It's like thinking now, like we're down to 2 weeks.
The hype is setting in, man. I can't wait.
But yeah, man. Can't wait. They're gonna be so cool. We're definitely. It's crazy how much the scene has changed since last year. Because, like, you've got 100 Thieves now, you've got Nadeshot back in the scene.
Yeah, you've got Nadeshot with the team. He's actually, like, proud to back. Like, not saying his last thing wasn't, but he's got, like, an insane roster. Like, everyone on that team's beyond talented. They're insane. In this game especially, every team just has so much potential. I mean, like, you have teams that weren't even a team last year at all, and nor even close to being one, like Gen G. Like, and they could go and win in Anaheim. Like, they literally could do it. Like, I mean, my top contenders, you have, like, FaZe now with Scraps, Splice with Temp in them, and then you've got Optic, United, 100 Thieves, Gen G could win it. Like, there's literally 6 teams, and it's just a toss-up, and it's like, pff, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Like, the competition is, like, literally at an all-time high.
Yeah, this is the most competitive I think Call of Duty's ever been.
Cause I think COD has definitely grown since last year, for sure. Like, there's the venues at least are way like
Yeah.
way like more of a big deal now. I feel like than it was. I think 100 Thieves has helped that a lot. I think
Yeah.
obviously Optic being in the scene has helped that a lot. Um, but it's just gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait. It'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
But Ryan, you're the goat, bro.
I need to go.
But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah.
And it's honestly just like overlooking it. It's just like insane to me how this like happened.
Yeah, it's
Like how we
insane
met
what
each
little
other.
stupid things have led all the way to this. I mean, like, I met you in a
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 lobby, riot shielding a door, and then
Yeah.
talked to you 4 times in all of the existence of high school in one whole
Yeah.
year we went to together. And then
Yeah.
look at it now, like, you're,
And
like,
now we're like going on a trip to Anaheim.
yeah, like, you're literally, like, my best friend. Like, I know I can come to you with anything. Like, we're adults now. Like, we're literally adults. Like, pfft.
Going on a trip across the country by ourselves with no experience of doing so.
To
you know?
California, of
We
all
literally have
places.
never had experience. Like
I've
we're
flown, like,
going to
2
go
planes
flying.
ever. Like,
Same. So like
I can't wait. It's gonna be a blast, man. I literally
gonna be,
cannot
like,
wait. This is so
it's
much
probably
fun.
gonna be honestly one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever done
I
at first, but it's like I'm so ready for it. I think it's gonna just
I'm gonna love
us.
every
It's
second
fun.
of it.
yeah,
Something like
it's just gonna
this.
be
This
such
is
a good
gonna be beyond fun. I can't wait. I'm gonna get lost in the airport, but it's gonna be so much fun.
like it's gonna be so nerve wracking, but like so exciting. It's gonna be so many emotions. It's gonna be I cannot.
I can't even fathom it, dude. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
All right. Well, I'll
no.
move it back on to unless you have something else to say. The like
Nah,
timeline of where we are. So, Infinite Warfare happened. World War II happened. Sadly. Keep an eye on Preston. He'll probably get lost. Thank you, Sydney. I mean, we could get one of those little leash things. It's like
Yeah,
a little
that's- I'll
monkey
get a
you could
leash
wear. Like, little kids wear. It's like a monkey and there's a little tail and that's the leash. That could be me. I'll wear one of those. I'll rock that, man. I'll rock it with my Pharrells. I'll look nasty.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but and then Black Ops 4 comes out, and
Black
Black Ops.
back to Black Ops 4 now, bro. We've
We
already
didn't even go through
already
Black Ops
pushed
4.
through-
No, in the
I know, we've already
timeline of
pushed through
things.
to Anaheim, bro.
No, we're not there yet. I'm finishing the timeline story of where we are now.
All right, go for it.
Okay, well, Black Ops 4 came out, and then I.
Not a whole lot to tell, but
No. It's not even over yet. But this is where I started to like actually stream a lot, and I've obviously plummeted with how much I stream since then. But that's
he's
where I
got
started
an
to stream.
org
a lot.
now, making
Got my org, got Smash going on. That's lit. Got my friend Mike, who's the CEO, and he's actually the GOAT. Mike's the man. And so, and obviously Cap, all the other people. I'm beyond thankful for these people and these new friends I have, and it's an insane opportunity that I have, whether it be to stream more under an org or even have just people that I know like care. Like, it's nice to have people I've only met online and through online, like Herbie, like Mike, Cap Shots, like everybody, like Gorm, like all these other guys that I just did not know like 5, 6, 8, 10 months ago, last year. And now it's like all these people I know I've just got to like talk to and play with, and it's beyond fun. It's a whole nother experience I'm beyond glad for. And I'm hoping I can keep this, these relationships as long as I can. It's a blast.
Sure.
But Black Ops 4 came out, and Sydney, Scott, my family, anyone can attest to how much I played when it came out.
bro, you are grind.
I played, honestly, probably 12 hours a day, full-time
More than
college.
I've ever seen you play. Ever.
More than I got Dark Matter in the first 2 weeks of the game. I didn't sleep the first like day it came out. I think I didn't pull an all-nighter obviously, but I played till like 5. I was literally like Prestige 1. I got gold MX9 or whatever, like the stupid little crappy sub I haven't used since I got a gold basically. I have never slept. You never slept. I literally, yeah, that's tarnished my sleep schedule. But I got gold on the MX9 the first day the game was out. I prestiged the second day the game was out. Like, dude, I blew through the game. I've been prestige master since the first month it came out. I've had dark matter since the first like 2 weeks, and I would have had it in the first week, but I couldn't get anything with the snipers going for like 5 days straight, and I was pulling my hair out. I mean, like, my stream records can attest to that. I can go pull up VODs of me streaming for like 8 hours a day, and that's like half of how much I played. Dude, I freaking loved it. I still love this game. I think it's amazing, but
I think so too.
I get pissed off while I play it now because it's like I can do so much better than this, and I get like smoked one time, and I'm like, I'm pissed. It's like such a child, bro. I gotta cut that out.
No,
But,
you're good. I mean,
yeah.
you want to be successful in everything you do. So I definitely get that. And it's like,
Yeah,
you're super competitive. I'm the same way. So
I get it from my mother. She's terrible. She's so competitive, Scott. She's so bad. Oh man. Yeah, but then we're basically up to where we are now, and I'm starting this podcast, and I've got some graphics in the work right now. Trying to get those done so I can get a thumbnail, and I'll just post the thumbnail up on YouTube when I actually upload this, like probably later on tonight. And
Yeah.
I'll just upload the thumbnail whenever I get it in. But I've got another question for you,
Crazy.
Scott.
Yeah, what's up?
What is your favorite memory in game? Like, okay, so like out of all the games we've played for all the years we've played, what's the
Game.
favorite thing you have while we've been playing games that you can remember?
Bro, I don't even. Oh my gosh, it definitely be Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Um,
Doesn't have to be a specific memory. You can, say just the summer of Black
no,
Ops 3 if you. Oh.
definitely, bro. We played. It was so you weren't there, but it was when we played Breach King.
Oh.
But that was literally insane because I remember that they like this was a team. This was a game battles match, and it was Dominic, me, and Evan versus like they were called the Breach Kings. And apparently, like they were super good as far as
They
I remember. Their
were.
record was crazy.
They were ranked like 11 on the ladder or something, weren't they?
Yeah, like they were nuts, and like we
They were
going
so
into
good.
it like we're just gonna try our best, like whatever, like we lose it's okay, like we're just gonna do the best we can, and we ended up like playing them super well and going last map on them. So
Last map was Breach.
yeah, no, it was evac.
Oh,
We
was
beat 'em on
it?
Breach.
You beat
Yeah,
him
we
on
beat 'em
Breach. Okay.
which was like nuts. They're called Breach Games.
They got
Beat 'em on
smoked.
Breach.
They got smoked.
Yeah.
Dominic
But it
clutched
was,
what?
like-
Two 1v3s
yeah,
like back
so-
to back. Oh my god.
No, so like Dominic clutched up the last round to win.
He's
Like like I'll never like
He's
Evan at
so
the time was like
good.
it was a 1v2 and Evan's like, oh, we lost. Dominic was still in the match. He's like, wait. And Dominic's like freaking out, like, wait, what do you mean we lost? Like, I'm still in the match. And he clutches and gets the
Yeah.
1v2 and just like, what did you what did you
You sound just like him. What did you say to me? I just said. Like, dude, I love Dominic.
And we all just like freaked out. And we were like, there's no way he just did that. Like he just clutched up and just
I
like, it
remember
was
like the
insane.
wave of text messages I got because I was at like the beach or something. I got
Yeah,
like
yeah,
15 text messages like Preston, like that. Y'all were freaking out. It was. So...
It was literally insane. Like that was so funny. Like how that played out. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
But that would definitely be the one for me for
Yeah.
sure.
My favorite memory in game was probably we were playing like these crappy kids. Like no offense, but we were playing these guys who just like weren't good, or maybe we were just insane and they were average. I don't know. But like we were playing these people on Stronghold. And Scott had an Argus, which is this like shotgun, right? And when you aim down sights with the shotgun, it becomes like a slug. And so like that was his like gun he was using for whatever like meme reason.
Yeah,
Just
we were
to, like,
literally just fooling around. Like
we were literally fooling around and crapping on these guys. It was terrible. And so like I don't think I've ever come closer to like peeing myself laughing while playing games, other than when Scott like was sitting at Lamborghini at A Bomb or whatever on on Stronghold, and this guy uses active camo and flies around the corner, and Scott just goes and just insta kill. This guy just put him down, like he literally couldn't see him. He was like, "Hey, I hit him!" Like Scott was like just cracking up. Like I fell out of my chair laughing. Dog, I cried. I've never been closer to peeing myself laughing at something than right
hilarious.
then. It was
That's
so
so
funny.
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. I remember
Yeah.
that.
All right, so my next question: do you have a favorite memory out of game? So most likely Atlanta. Do you have a favorite memory from Atlanta?
I think it was like I don't know. There's so many memories. It definitely like the easy one would be just like meeting everybody for the first time because that was just like one of the things I'll never forget.
Yeah.
But, like
Mm.
I don't know. I think for me there were two. One's kind of a funnier one. Like literally just going to Taco Bell like 10 times that weekend was like I think that was hilarious.
We talk about like twice a day.
Because I was in the food court next to our hotel next to the venue. And it was in our hotel.
So
actually.
good.
And so we literally just went to Taco Bell like every time because it was cheap food. It was something that was like just easy to get. And so we literally just got like I kid you not 10 like
Literally.
maybe 6 times in 2 days. It was
Literally, like we went like 3 times a day, 2 times a day for like 3 days straight.
like we went
so
to that food
good.
court like nonstop, which was actually kind of nice though
It
because
was very
like,
nice.
it was like right next to the venue, so we could go grab something quick and come back so we could watch the matches. Then like more of a serious one would be like I think it was either in grand finals or the last match or Sunday. Like it was literally I was literally just watching and trying to like take everything out. They just looked to my left and looked to my right, saw everybody just like they just tried to take it in. I was just like wow, like this has been crazy. And just, like thinking about it, it was just like wow, like it was
It was
but-
great.
that was probably the 2 biggest ones for me. How about you? What's your favorite memory?
I mean, like you said, I could take the easy way and be like just meeting everyone for the first time, or I could go with like how we just sat there and just talked to Teddy. But
Yeah, for sure.
my favorite one. Honestly, my favorite memory is probably like the second day or whatever. I think on Saturday when we got there and it was like after whatever match and some match we really didn't care about happened and we just got up and we just kind of walked around and we just talked. And like we sat down like Dominic saw Nufo and freaked out.
Oh my god.
Or like Berta or whoever. No, it was Nufo.
Yeah.
But like just walking around and just like being with the dudes. Like it was just nice to walk around. We walked by Teddy screaming at like random like kids.
Yeah.
Like before we even talked to Teddy, like that happened. Like it was the same time when you went and like peed and saw Colt, Havoc, sorry, and it was just great. Like we just got to walk around and just have fun, and we just did like nothing. It was just we basically did nothing. It was just being there. It was more of like this is actually happening. It was just so surreal.
Yeah.
Oh, Sydney just reminded me of my favorite memory. She's correct. when
Oh my god.
Evan saw Nameless and he was like, "What's up, Gunless?" And Nameless goes, "What's up, man?" And just walked away.
Oh my god, bro. I would never forget that.
He goes, "What's up, Gunless?" And
Bro, this fool literally just said, "What's
the
up,
amount
Gunless?"
of jokes that have come from him saying that and us going, "Dog, that's not Gunless, that's Nameless, bro." And us like roasting him over like years now. It's been like 2 years and we still make fun of him. We like the jokes like, "Yo, dog, that's why Nameless retired, man. You called him Gunless." And he was like, "Man, the young talent got to me and just gave up." Like, dude, like the jokes we've got from that. I'd give anything to relive that moment. I'd literally give my left arm. That was the greatest memory I've had really outside of the game with the gaming guys. That was the greatest thing. That's so what's up? So the way he said, he was like, "What's up, Gunless?" And it was just not Gunless.
Nameless, he looks so offended too. He's like, "You serious?"
That's when Nameless had his like mohawk too. That junk was lit. He was like, "What's up, man?" Like he just walked away so fast. Nameless was so mad.
And Evan was so.
Evan was devastated after we were like, "Dog, that's not."
Like, dude, I'm sorry, man. Bro, I cannot believe
Scott was in there. You're like, "No, it happens all the time. It's okay. I'm sure he doesn't care." And Evan was like, "Dog, I'm gonna kill Mojo." Like, Evan was freaking out. We were expecting to see Nameless tweet like, "Some idiot called me Gunless, bro." Like.
Oh my god, bro.
Hold on, let me pull up for reference. Like, let's look at what Gunless looks like and look at what Nameless looks like. What's up, Gunless? I'm gonna go find a picture. Okay, there's Nameless.
They look nothing alike. Oh my
If you're not looking at the stream right now, Scott, do it. Oh wait, hold on. I just want the picture. Okay, I'm trying to just get the
Bro,
image.
that is so freaking. Oh my god. I'll never forget that moment.
Let me pull up the Nameless one. Okay. Okay. So we have Gunless. So this is Gunless, okay? This right here. This is what Gunless looks like. With the Pokemon hat and everything. And this is Nameless.
Oh my. Obviously, there's nothing alike.
Nothing alike, bro. I'm crying. But he said, "What's up, Gunless?" And Nameless was beyond pissed off. He walked away so fast. Yeah, I remember when Killa lost and he walked out and sat down and just lit up a cigarette. Dude, he looked. I feel so bad. He looked so defeated, but he sat down, lifted his legs, and he was like, just lit. Oh, that's good memories.
Oh my.
All right.
Oh, that was awesome.
All right, I've got more questions about Call of Duty and Call of Duty related things. If you'd like to ask them, and if you're ready to wrap it up, then I'm all for it. I'll give it to you. I'll make it your call.
We've gone close to like an hour and a half, so I think it's probably for at least our first one, because we have more.
Yeah, there are more coming.
So like,
All right, so I'll
I
do
think it might be.
my roadmap on the way out. All right, yeah. So the current plan of order of succession of podcasts is next one coming up will be either Ryan or Dominic, and then whoever gets podcast time first, well, it'll be the other guy. And so it'll probably be most likely Ryan because I can probably do this like tomorrow, and then we'll have Dominic the next day. Or the next time Dominic is free, and then we're gonna have a group one that's gonna be myself, Scott, Ryan, and Dominic, and we're gonna have all the guys on here, and then that'll be the pre Anaheim podcast, and then we're gonna have our week
Gotta
in
get
California.
Evan, too.
I'll definitely have an Evan one. I'll either do an Evan one, just me and him, or an Evan one with all of us, so that we can go over everything and just have a blast.
Yeah.
Evan straight comedy, but yeah. So that's the roadmap right now, and then when we get back from Anaheim, we'll have a post Anaheim podcast with all of us. And then I do have more in the works. I'm not going to release those as of right now. I'm pretty sure I said it on stream yesterday if I did, so go back and watch it if you want. But you have anything you'd like to close with, Scott?
Yeah. First off, appreciate you having me on the podcast, especially the first one. It means a lot. I love you, bro. You're the man. And yeah, excited for what's to come. Yeah, we've made a lot of memories over the years. It's honestly crazy. Like thinking about it, I still can't believe how everything's played into like how we've gotten to where we are. Like it literally is just crazy to me, and like I still can't believe it sometimes. I'm just excited, man. I'm so thankful for the memories. Excited for more. Can't wait. Let's get it, baby. And I have 2 weeks.
2 weeks, baby. Yeah, of course. You know, I feel the same way. You're my brother, and you know, life's crazy. Life's crazy, man. You said it right, Sid.
True.
But I just can't. I'm just beyond excited for what's next, and I can't wait to see what happens. Yeah, so I guess I'll wrap it up here. Move my mic in. Oop. All right, so thank you for tuning in to the first official episode of the Razor Wire podcast. I am your host, Preston or Razor. This is Scott, also known as SctBlast. He took out the 01 recently. Very proud of him for taking out the numbers. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, though, and I'm very glad that everyone did come in when they did, and Scott, thank you. I can't thank you enough for being the first one and all the memories we've made, man.
Get it, bro.
And here's to many more. Good night.